Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Things have been quiet coming out of Montecito, possibly as a result of the latest in a seemingly always changing strategy. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have undergone a significant shake-up behind the scenes, quietly parting ways with at least 6 members of their public relations team last month. Among those let go were Charlie Gipson, their UK-based Director of Communications in Europe, and Kyle Boulia, their US-based Deputy Press Secretary. In their place, the Sussexes have brought in the PR agency Method Communications while retaining Meredith Maines as Chief Communications Officer and Emily Robinson as Director of Communications. Since the reshuffle, royal watchers have noted a visible shift in Meghan Markle's public presence, particularly on social media. PR strategist Renee Smith, founder of The Atticism, told The Express that the change in tone appears to be deliberate. Her new social media strategy is clearly PR-led, Smith said, and while it's not exciting, it's probably the only smart thing they can do right now. Smith described the approach as a tactical retreat. Going quiet slows the noise and stops her from making more mistakes, or what I call a panic pivot, which makes a brand look desperate. I'd guess they're letting their dust settle before rolling out something new. Good luck to her PR team, because trying to reinvigorate Meghan's brand right now feels like trying to resuscitate an old dog. It might breathe again for a minute, but it's not fetching sticks ever again. I feel like she's cooked. Turn the stove off, it's done. I wouldn't advise a single client of mine to get involved with them. No way in hell. Could they produce something on their own? Sure, they have the money. But will any major platform touch them now? I highly doubt it. They're starting to feel like damaged goods. It's the opposite of the Midas touch. Everything they touch right now turns to dust. I wouldn't advise a single client of mine to get involved with them. No way in hell. With the Netflix deal reportedly ending, royal watchers wonder what Harry and Meghan will do for money. Royal expert Robert Jobson told The Sun, well, the deal was always set at about $100 million, wasn't it? And the talk of that figure sort of blew a lot of people's minds. But I think that was for productions and things that they're supposed to have done. Where does it leave them? Probably with a bit of a bowl out looking for some handouts. Maybe that's why they were over with their staff, were over here having discussions with the king. I don't know. The reality is, in the past, they got support from the king and the late queen, and they said they were going to go and make their way. They've lost Spotify. They've lost Netflix. They can't rely on spare money forever, can they? Sky News royal correspondent Rhiannon Mills added, it's just fascinating. They have this very expensive lifestyle. They have to pay for their security, pay for that big mansion. How do you kind of keep the money coming in? The Mail's Rebecca English told Palace Confidential, Harry's got a couple of paying gigs right now. He's still the chief impact officer of the therapy company Better Up. He's got his travel firm, but these are not the sort of things that would pay for or afford the sort of lifestyle they have become used to. You have to ask yourself, is another book in the offing, or are they literally betting everything on the As Ever brand and the rose and jams and teas affording that lifestyle in the future? That's a big risk. Royal expert Hilary Fordich adds, cancellation is a proper response to ghastly ratings, since the only project they produced with financial benefit to Netflix was their initial mudslinging at the royal family docuseries Harry and Meghan. It was rather foolish to have filmed 2 seasons without even waiting to see the audience reaction to the first season of MM's lifestyle show With Love Meghan. She points out that the public is more interested in lurid royal betrayals than actually anything to do with the couple, or high ratings would have continued. Public fascination was merely driven by the controversy and inside royal details being spewed, but neither H nor M themselves have proven to be of interest. Their betrayal of their own family was tasteless and tacky. Their negative sentiment was also felt on both sides of the Atlantic, given their pitiful plummet in popularity. PR expert Dermot McNamara floated the saddest theory of all, that Netflix won't completely sever ties with the couple in case they divorce. McNamara told The Mirror, the fairy tale narrative has stalled. Their creative output hasn't delivered consistent returns, and audiences are increasingly skeptical. There are only so many chances Netflix can take on them before they're just wasting money for the sake of it. But Netflix knows that if cracks appear or if the couple split, there'll be global demand for the inside story. That's when their value skyrockets again. The sense in the industry circles is that Netflix haven't cut ties with Harry and Meghan entirely because, frankly, they might be sitting on the most valuable content of all, the fallout. Rumours of their Netflix contract not being renewed when it runs out in September is a quiet signal that the platform is no longer banking on them as creative talent, but they're keeping the relationship warm. Why? Because if the Sussex's marriage ever unravels, it would be the streaming coup of the decade. It's a brutal calculation, but this is Hollywood. Meghan may be sitting on a retail gold mine if she can just keep it stocked. New analysis suggests her lifestyle brand as ever could have pulled in as much as $4.5 million in a single week had supply met demand. The Duchess of Sussex launched the venture with a modest drop of jams and teas back in April, followed by another release in June and a Napa Valley rosé in July, all of which sold out in minutes. According to Newsweek, the As Ever website saw 500,000 page views during that second product drop, giving us a glimpse of the intense consumer interest. If every visitor had purchased just the cheapest item, a $9 raspberry jam, that alone would have equated to $4.5 million in sales. Of course, not every page view converts to a sale, but then again, those who did buy may have ordered more than one item or chosen something pricier. Her orange blossom honey goes for $28 a jar, and the wine, that's sold out too at $30 a bottle with a 3-bottle minimum. Brand and culture expert Nick Eade told Newsweek, "I think $4 million is a lot for what you can expect someone like Meghan to earn a week, but definitely they could be earning $1 million a week. The expensive things like the wine, if she gets that right, that's where she's going to make her big bucks." But even if the numbers are promising, there are hurdles. Production costs, Netflix share as an equity partner, and whether the curiosity will convert into sustained demand. Eade questioned the long-term appeal. Will you have repeat customers? I cannot imagine you will have people repeatedly buying crepe mix or flour sprinkles. More Palace in just a moment. If you are into true crime, please check out the new series from your family here at Calaroga Shark Media called Celebrity Trials. It's a daily podcast covering all the big sensational trials going on right now. It's a show you do not want to miss. Check it out, Celebrity Trials. In an opinion piece for The Express, Richard Fitzwilliams checks in on the Sussex's charitable efforts, writing, "When she turned 40, she launched the 40 by 40 mentoring scheme, where each participant is supposed to give a woman 40 minutes of mentoring to help her return to the workforce. However, this is a process, not an event created for 40 minutes. Meghan has had, with the exception of Serena Williams, very few A-list endorsements. But here she had numerous big names, including Melissa McCarthy, who fronted the video launch, Adele, Hillary Clinton, and Stella McCartney. However, the project seems to have been quietly shelved. It is undeniable, however, that Harry has done a substantial amount for charity, but his links to almost all of his charities predate his marriage to Meghan. If Harry and Meghan were truly altruistic, they would not have stepped down as senior working royals, despite their difficulties after so short a time. Their roles included opportunities that could have benefited a great many worldwide. Meghan's current charitable work is extremely small. Sadly, with the Netflix deal ending, we'll be robbed of the joys of watching some previously unannounced projects. Back in August of 23, the Sussexes unveiled plans to adapt Meet Me at the Lake, the best-selling romance novel by Carly Fortune. Netflix reportedly shelled out $3 million for the rights, but nearly 2 years on, there's still no director attached, no cast, and no sign of production getting underway. A Hollywood source told Page Six, "By this point, you would have thought they would have got a director on board. What is the delay?" Another planned project, a documentary set in Africa, seems equally uncertain. Neither Harry nor Meghan are expected to appear in it, and according to one insider, the chances of either project seeing the light of day are slim. What's the betting that neither of these projects will see the light of day? The source said bluntly. An insider told Shutter Scoop, not exactly a source we regularly visit, that Meghan is terrified of fading into irrelevance, suggesting Meghan would even be open to taking a Hot Topics seat next to Whoopi Goldberg, if they let her. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us at Spotify, Apple, the app of your choice, and leave us a nice review if you're enjoying the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.